back in the reach. Back in the reach. Pick up where we left off. I need a little refresher on. Headed back to Understone Keep. Let's see. The end of eternity. Rhonda believes Saran has set his final plan into motion. He seeks my help to put a stop to the Grey Host once and for all. End of eternity. Let's go. I think I titled this Blood of the Reach. I had just finished that quest line. That's part of the quest line anyways. Oh well. I never get tired of looking at all the surroundings in this game. Turned down some of the quality for the stream, but I wish I knew how to pronounce half of the names in this game. Nahan Zell, maybe not. Is that the gatekeeper? Okay. Forbidden Great Lift. All right. Let's go. Bring out Barrow. Some small little bastards, ain't they? got that bastard. Bane Ken. Let's go get him. Damn. I didn't see that trap coming. They were just a decoy. Jesus. Steel girdle of stamina. Shit, I can use that. Bet I can. Yep. Come on, that's not what I want to do. Come on, chick. Is that it? Nah, you got to be kidding me. First one was way harder. Find the surreal land. Trepidation. Yeah, they were bros. Get my yerba mate. We knew Verandis was part of the Grey Host, but he cut ties with them centuries ago, or so we've been told. Always. Werewolf time. You bastard. Rank 2 finally. He's been on rank 1 forever. Quarry chamber again. Supposed to head that way. There's something down here I ain't been to yet. Philosopher's Cradle. Was it a good idea or a bad idea? Any of that? I don't need none of this right now. I know where it's at now, though. Yep. Back to the store, yo. Nine Cavern. found this strange stone at the site where the land was sundered from Tamriel. This is the Night Hollow Testament. It's not written in a language I could read. We found this unassembled keystone in Bakazar ruins. How does any of this help us stop Darkstorm? Rada Saran has a laboratory. I thought he left that sort of thing to others. It's a safe to leave the Ori unprotected while we search for this laboratory. How are you dealing with your connection to the Dark Heart? What have you learned? I gotta see something here. See my audio picking up on something. Come on. What's going on? Come on, let's. I cannot get it together. That you have. Void Mother, I've had you before. Good to know. Yeah, killed that bitch. Get up, bitch. My fighter skill level's weak as shit. All this shit. You make any sense of it? Why's that? All right. What do we need to do? Tell me more about what I need to do. I cannot get my desktop audio to work at all. Okay, let's try this. So frustrating. All right, how do I do that? What are we trying to achieve by doing this? What risk?
Fenorian will reproduce the Reach alchemy while Gwendis performs the Night Hollow rites. You must manage the Dwemer machines controlling the tonal, etheric, and kinetic energies. I will attempt to scry the stone and direct you accordingly. Fenorian will reproduce the Reach alchemy while Gwendis performs the Night Hollow.
When does that?
Oh, sure. You get to pull levers while I have to work some kind of dark magic with the forces of the void. That seems fair. Get on with it. The more I think about this, the less I want to do it.
Run your mouth a lot. I don't follow instructions very well.
Fenorian will reproduce the Reach alchemy while Gwendis performs the Night Hollow rites. You must manage the Dwemer machines controlling the tonal, etheric, and kinetic energies. I will attempt. Fenorian will reproduce the Reach alchemy while Gwendis performs the Night Hollow rites. You must manage the Dwemer machines controlling the tonal, etheric, and kinetic energies. I will attempt to scry the stone and direct you accordingly. Fenorian will reproduce the Reach alchemy while Gwendis performs the Night Hollow rites. You must... Fenorian will reproduce the Reach alchemy. These Dwemer devices, they are similar to pieces of the orrery itself. They manipulate various cosmic forces, tonal, etheric, and kinetic, to chart the expanse of the void. You must keep these forces...
This is nerve-wracking. He just disappeared on my ass. They all disappeared on my ass.
Don't look at me. These hands weren't built to perform sensitive adjustments on dwarven machinery.
This shit, man. Come on, man. Going nowhere.
Don't look at me. These hands weren't built to perform sensitive.
This thing's broken. Log out, log back in.
Yes, this is it. I can feel the echoes of Rodda's work here. Rodda has taken my research in directions I never imagined. Dwemer machines, Night Hollow rites,
Can you make sense of it?
witchcraft? Yes. I'm beginning to see how the pieces you retrieved fit together. He's building a bridge through the void. The Oblivion Shard serves as a lodestone to point to his destination, but Cold Harbor is precisely the place he would want to avoid.
Why's that?
Rodda has always sought to escape Molag Bal's hold on his soul. Cold Harbor is the place where Bal's power is absolute. It makes no sense, unless Cold Harbor isn't his destination. Gather the others. We need to recreate Rodda's ritual.
What do you do?
Fenorian will reproduce the Reach alchemy while Gwendis performs the Night Hollow rites. You must manage the Dwemer machines controlling the tonal, etheric, and kinetic energies. I will attempt to scry the stone and direct you accordingly.
What
These
I need to
Dwemer
do?
devices, they are similar to pieces of the orrery itself. They manipulate various cosmic forces, tonal, etheric, and kinetic, to chart the expanse of the void. You must keep these forces under control for my scrying to succeed. The components you retrieved from Bathar Zel showed me that the keystones consist of these same sorts of devices, just on a smaller scale. As I conduct the ritual, I'll indicate what parts of the process require your intervention. Be on your toes. Rodda pointed us to the means and method of recreating his work. There's something he wants for me to see here. And I believe the only way to truly understand what he's done is by repeating it ourselves. I only hope
Square that.
we are attempting to harness forces never intended to be combined to peer into the infinite, churning chaos we call the Void. I only suggest we try because it appears Rodda has proven it can be done. Now to begin, start by adding etheric power. Now, quickly, I need more kinetic power. Now, some tonal energy.
The Reach ritual. It's catalyzing too quickly.
Quickly, help Fenorian. We're losing kinetic energy. I need more. I need an influx of etheric power. Gwendis needs your help with the Night Hollow Rite. Adjust the tonal frequency, quickly! We almost have it, just a little more! I'm losing control of it. Reduce the kinetic energy. The Night Hollow Rite is surging. Help Gwendis. The tonal harmonics are in discord. Change the output. Gryffindorian, we'll need the alchemical reaction soon. Recalibrate the etheric power. It's too little. The kinetic mechanism is off balance. Set it right.
Pushy bastard.
We're close. Help Gwendis with the Night Hollow Rite once more. Catalyze the Reach alchemy now! Initiate a tonal cascade, and hang on! I can see it! I can see everything! Rodder found it. A piece of land sundered from the Reach, caught between Mundus and Oblivion. It is both and neither, outside the grasp of Ball, or any prince for that matter. He plans to gift the Grey Host with his sanctuary.
For what purpose?
Don't you see? In their own realm, free from Molag Ball's tyranny, the Grey Host can live forever. And with the connection to Mundus and the power of the Dark Heart, their conquests might never end. And now I see the purpose of the Dark Storm.
What do you mean?
The Dark Heart. Rodder's drawing on its power. I can feel it tearing away. To the orrery. Hurry.
I'll get to the orrery fast.
To the orrery. Hurry. Rodder! Stop! Don't make me fight you!
This is the chance you never thought possible. The door to our salvation stands open, Verandis. Come, finish what we started. All will be forgiven.
Rodder, don't do this!
The void energy is consuming you, Verandis. I can show you how to control it. Just follow me.
What happened? Where'd the bastard go this time?
He's gone, Lyris. To the one place where he can complete his plan. I understand it all clearly now. Rodder has opened the gateway to his sanctuary. In that distant realm, he can summon his Darkstorm using the power of the Dark Heart. He'll consume the Reach to fulfill his promise.
Consume the Reach, that don't sound good at all.
No. Not good at all. The Darkstorm requires power on an unprecedented scale. Darkness that will cover the Reach and send every mortal soul it touches into the Dark Heart. In turn, the power of the Heart will flow through the orrery to feed the storm.
But what will the Darkstorm do?
It will tear the Grey Host from Molag Bol's clutches and preserve them for eternity in his sanctuary realm. Death will become as much a petty inconvenience to them as to any Daedra. They will become truly immortal.
How do we stop the Darkstorm?
To end the Darkstorm, once it's begun, I need to enter Rada's sanctuary realm and take control of the ritual. I can't ask you to join me, but I won't dissuade you if your course is set. Just know that I can't guarantee we'll be able to return.
How do we enter the sanctuary realm?
Rada showed us the door, and we forged the key. I have to follow. I have to stop the Darkstorm, for as you have seen from Rada's auramancy, this monstrosity is my creation. Whether you decide to accompany me or not, know that I value our friendship. Rada has started the ritual in his sanctuary realm. I can feel the pull in the darkness. Soon the Darkstorm will consume the energy in the Dark Heart. Then more people of the Reach will die to feed the Heart and power this apocalyptic storm.
How do we get to the sanctuary realm?
Rada aligned the orrery in order to make his escape. Use the keystone on the dwarven mechanisms that control it. That should open a breach we can travel through. Then, maybe, I'll have a chance to stop this storm I created.
You said the Darkstorm was your creation?
I never intended my theories to be turned into reality. When my research into a way to grant mortals the same immortality as vampires kept leading down dark paths, I abandoned it. I should have also destroyed it. Rada corrupted it for his own ends.
I'll try to open a breach into the void.
When you're ready, activate the mechanisms on each of those platforms in sequence. This process should be less risky than what we attempted earlier, I believe.
You believe?
Rada has already aligned the device to point to our destination. Theoretically, we need only reactivate the orrery to open the gateway. Be on your guard, nevertheless.
Break up road for the road, alright.
I can feel it drawing on the power of the Dark Heart.
operation. Gwendis, Fenorian, you shall remain here.
What? No way.
Someone must keep the orrery in operation. You may give me an earful when we return.
I'm holding you to that. Understand?
I can almost understand it. Rada al-Saran's desire, I mean. The unpleasantries of living with this curse have haunted me a long time. The thought of what awaits me in the afterlife fills me with no less dread.
Are you tempted
Anyone would seek an escape.
by Rada's offer?
I'd be lying if I said no. But the price of salvation is too high. Rada al-Saran will doom thousands of souls to fates worse than death so that he and his chosen can escape. I don't need an eternity with that on my conscience.
Rada will answer for what he's done soon enough.
You and my father will see this through. I know it. Just come back, all right? You both still owe me a proper reunion.
I'll do my best.
I'll do all I can to keep the orrery in alignment, but I don't know how long it can sustain this. I don't believe it was designed to have this amount of power coursing through it.
You're saying it wasn't meant to be a gateway?
I'm fairly certain the dwarves built this as an observatory to chart the void. What we're doing is more akin to plunging a telescope into a fathomless depth, so we can slip through the tube without getting wet. Let's hope it doesn't spring a leak.
This is it then. Everything that happened in Windhelm, Solitude, and Markarth. It all leads to this. To Rada al-Saran.
Are you ready?
More than ready. I've sworn my blade to thrones and causes, but my blood and bones are Nord. If Rada al-Saran thinks he can ravage my homeland and get away with it, he's about to be very wrong. Besides, who else is gonna watch your back?
That's my girl. Rhonda said we might not come back from this.
Trying to scare me off? I know what we're getting into. But if we do get stuck in some lost realm of oblivion, I could think of worse company. Now, let's stuff the talk and kill this bastard.
Agreed.
Can't say I'm looking forward to another romp in oblivion. I've seen enough of the place for 10 lifetimes. Let's make this a quick trip, alright?
Any guesses as to what we're charging into?
Every place I've visited in Oblivion has been different. Chains and machines for Molag Bal. Endless libraries for Hermaeus Mora. Each realm shaped by its prince. But Rada al-Saran shows a place beyond their reach. Guess we'll soon find out.
You're really just going to hurl yourselves through the void and hope for the best?
Yep.
I was really hoping Varadis had something tricky up his sleeve. I guess there's nothing left to do but smack Rada al-Saran in his self-righteous face. You just bring Varadis back. Promise me.
I'll do all I can.
You better. The only reason I'm agreeing to stay behind is because you're going with him. I can count on one finger the number of people I'd trust with this. So get this done. We'll be waiting to hear all about it when you get back.
Until then, Gwendis.
Well, this is it. The portal that leads to Rada al-Saran, to the Darkstorm, and to the end of all this. Whatever that is.
Will you and Finn be alright?
Now you sound like Varandas before a trip. I swear not to wreck the place while you're gone. And if the Grey Host shows up to start trouble, I'll stop them from wrecking it too. So get going already before I change my mind.
We are about to travel into the unknown. Take a moment, speak to our companions, and make whatever peace will calm your soul. When you're ready, we shall enter the portal together.
Anything you want to say before we go?
No. Nothing else needs to be said.
No, this is deeply personal to you. I'm offering to listen, that's all.
I have worked all my life to atone for the hubris of my first years as a vampire. Rada went to great lengths to remind me of my damnation. And I still can't control the darkness racing through my blood. I may not be able to do what must be done.
Or there's no such thing as damnation, only people who have lost hope.
Those words keep returning to haunt me. They never fail to make me feel foolish, both for having said them and for doubting them. Things may look hopeless from here, but there may be a better vantage on the other side. Only one way to find out.
All right.
The portal into the Dark Heart stands open and waiting. Let's just hope it leads where I think it does.
Right. You gotta take a short break. I'll be right back in 3.
I expect you back before Fenorian gets bored. Don't make me come in there after you.
We shall endeavor to return shortly. Farewell, my friends.
Are we leaping into the gaping portal or not?
Grey Haven. Look for your companions.
You bastards!
Girl out.
There you are. Damn shades are everywhere. Where's... You don't know how glad I am to see you. Thought I might have been the only one to make it to this ugly hunk of rock.
Where are we, Lars?
Rada al-Saran's sanctuary realm, I hope. Doesn't look like much, but it's got more charm than Cold Harbor. It does kind of remind me of Molag Bal's realm, though.
But Cold Harbor.
That's probably the plane it was melding with before it got stuck between worlds.
Any sign of Arandis or Rada?
You're the first thing I've seen aside from those shades. They aren't tough, but they'll overwhelm you if you aren't careful. You and I should be fine, but Verandis won't last long on his own. Not in his condition.
Bro.
Gods. In the sky.
Yeah.
That must be the Dark Storm. It must lead to Rada al-Saran. Let's follow the
Sure
storm.
he's there.
Hopefully Verandis will do the same. We need to keep moving and find Verandis before Rada al-Saran or those shades do. Heading for the Dark Storm is the best course for now.
What do we do if we don't find Verandis?
We kill Rada al-Saran. I don't know if that will stop the Dark Storm, but it will make me feel a whole lot better.
What makes you think heading in towards the Darkstorm's our best course?
Well, it's pretty hard to miss, for one thing. And following an obvious landmark is basic navigation. Besides, Verandis came here for one reason. To stop whatever that is. You can bet he's gonna try to do that. With or without us.
Get it?
We need to keep moving and
No,
find...
that's not what I wanted.
Brother, stop! I don't want to fight you!
Look at you, Verandis. The Dark Heart is overwhelming you.
Darkstorm must be working!
I won't do it, you...
You embrace death and damnation just to spite me, old friend.
Brother.
Shit won't let me down. There's some. There he is. Fuck.
I forgive you, Verandis. You didn't turn your back on our dream. You lost hope. That is my gift to you. I can save you. I can save all of us. Salvation is within our grasp. All you need to do is take hold.
You really think we'll have peace here?
Hell's that?
Not even Molag Bal can threaten us here. The Grey Host will be an unstoppable force. Nothing will be beyond our reach.
Brother, your dream was never mine. It ends here.
Verandis, we are nearly free. Verandis! Join our forsaken kin in Molag Bal's teeth, you traitor! Watch, Verandis, as I destroy everything you cherish.
Oh, I'm going to enjoy this, you bastard! Watch out, partner!
This is the best you can muster, Verandis. Your weakness is a disgrace to my blade. This is the sword that split Lecky's blade, reforged in bitter blood. You will taste it soon.
Stay away from that magic!
I'll draw the boundaries of my kingdom with your blood.
You ain't gonna do shit.
Soon your blood will run as cold as my own.
Keep your distance.
What to take first? An arm? An eye?
Keep your distance.
Can you feel Cold Harbor clutching at your heart? Blood, blade, and soul as one. You possess all the skill of a child. What to take first? An arm? An eye? A frigid death is more merciful than you deserve. Drown in the blood of your betters.
Makes no sense.
I'll draw the boundaries of my kingdom with your blood.
Stay away from that magic!
Draw the boundaries of my kingdom with your blood. You aren't fit to die by this blade.
Keep your distance. That all you've got, leech?
You'll never win through brute force. We need a new strategy. Heart, tugging on those souls. I'll need more souls to cage Rodda again. Continue to slay the Grey Host. That's it. Keep feeding their souls to the Dark Heart. I can use this power.
Come, my brothers and sisters, devour them! Now can you see how far beneath me you are?
All of the souls are collected and must be released. I've woven a trap. Bring Rodder to me.
Get there.
Varundus, you dare raise your hand to me?
Still need more souls to summon the soul trap. Keep at
I
it.
get you, bro, but it's gonna take me a minute.
That's it! I'll have the soul trap ready in a moment. Rodder will be vulnerable here.
How dare you turn the souls of those? March, my legion, and win your salvation!
Bitch. Get out! Kicking y'all's ass. You kick me.
I'm about to summon the soul trap. Get ready! Bring Rodder to the soul
Fuck
trap.
are you?
Enough of your pointless defiance! How? How can you turn the Dark Heart against me?
You're a bitch, that's why.
Goodbye, wretch. Ashen Lord calls you to serve. The work of Militia will not be stopped by the likes of you. Slow and clumsy chasm.
Let the Dark Heart enough. Lead Rodder this way. Lead Rodder to me.
Goodbye, wretch. Leki's laughing on the far shores, dancing with her mocking blade.
Goodbye, Rodder. I wish I could have found salvation for us both. Ah! The dark storm rages. I must take control.
It will kill you!
If I don't stop the dark storm, then my death will be the least of our worries. Gods, this power! It's everything Rodder said it would be. I see. You and Lyris must go. While I still possess the power of the Dark Heart, I can open a gateway to the orrery. Return home.
Where you going?
I
You
can
want
only
power.
control the Dark Storm from here. I understand now what must be done to stop it. I can use the power of the Dark Heart one last time. When I am finished, the energy will be gone, and our gate to the orrery will be closed. You understand?
No other way?
Not any that can make everything right. I brought about this tragedy through my naivete, through my selfish desires, through my damn ideals and curiosity. It's my time of reckoning. Not
Understood.
Feels like I got stepped on by a mammoth, but I guess that means I'm alive. What's going on? Why is the dark storm still going?
When Veranda stops it, he'll be trapped here. He's staying behind.
Damn. I take back every bad thought I had about the Count. He's got conviction to match Sai Sahan's. We should go while he's still got the strength to send...
This is farewell.
I don't want to owe you, Verandis!
Have faith. Rodder's last gift was hope.
You're back. But where's Verandis?
He's... staying behind. I'm sorry.
He's staying? No. He promised. He promised me.
It was the only way to...
Look out! The Dark Heart! It's dormant. Verandis must have done it. He stopped the Dark Storm.
Arana?
I can breathe. I'm alive? I'm no illusion. Flesh and blood. Alive as can be.
Can that be?
I can't say myself. I remember being here, in this room. I remember the wound. Then nothing but a cold, icy current dragging me under. I drowned for so long. Until a warm hand fished me out.
Who?
I couldn't see. Everything was just warmth and light. There was a voice, though, guiding me, calling me back. It sounded like Verandis. As I live and breathe, it was Verandis who led me here. I don't understand much of what occurred, but of that, I'm certain. That, and I didn't come back alone.
Saying others came with you?
There were a great many others drowning in that icy current. I'm certain I wasn't the only one pulled ashore. It's just a feeling, but a strong one. I want to see if that feeling speaks true.
Where are you headed?
Markarth. That's where the spirits call me now. I have no fondness for the place, but that's where my people need me.
About the last time we saw each other.
You did what you thought was best, and the price I paid has been returned. None of us could have imagined this is where our path would lead, but I've no complaints with the outcome. No complaints at all.
Did I hear you right? Verandis brought that woman back to life? Not just raised her from the dead, actually restored her body and soul?
That's what she claims.
Was that what the Count meant by making it right? He didn't just stop the Darkstorm. He used it to free the souls from the Darkheart. We've got to get to Markarth.
Why the sudden urgency?
Isn't that where Rada al-Saran harvested souls for the Darkheart? If Verandis released them all, maybe Irana's right and she didn't come back alone. That's something we should see for ourselves.
True. I understand.
You go on ahead. Fen and Gwendis could use a moment. I'll make sure they make it to Markarth safely.
Do you think that Verandis could restore Markarth?
Just bringing one person back should be impossible, short of divine intervention. But we saw the Grey Host manage it more than once. If the Darkstorm was anything like the Harrowstorms in Western Skyrim, it just might be possible.
I hope you're right. If Father managed to undo some of the harm the Grey Host caused, I know he'd be at peace with himself.
Just go, please.
Just go, please.
The Wayward Guardians have need of you, Harrier.
I was hoping to catch up. You hear that? Markarth is celebrating. That magnificent bastard really did it. He brought them back.
He said Rada gave him hope. You think that's what he meant?
The Count enjoyed his mysteries, but yeah, I think so. When we started this, I thought the best we could do is pay Al-Saran back for the lives he stole. Guess I should have set my sights higher.
What's next for us?
We rest. With Rada Al-Saran dead, the Grey Host is finally buried for good. We couldn't have done it without you, partner. So eat, drink, find some company for your bed. And tomorrow, we'll probably have to do this all over again. It may seem odd coming from a Nord, but I'm glad to see all these Reach folk alive and well. They seem content, but I'm sure they wouldn't mind us bringing them a few more reasons to celebrate.
What do you mean?
News of Rada Al-Saran's death won't compare to the dead returning to life, but I'm sure Kadok will be relieved to hear it. You find the Ard and let him know there's nothing to fear from the Grey Host anymore. Tell him he has Verandis to thank.
You coming?
Why spoil the mood? I think I'm going to take a moment. I haven't done that since Fenorian and I arrived in the Reach.
You alright?
Just fine. Even the great Lyris Titanborn needs a rest sometimes. Don't tell anyone.
Understone Keep.
Look! Look! Can you believe it? There's life to the keep again! Ha! That's your doing, isn't it? The Ard seems to think so. He'll want to see you. He's holding an audience in his war room right now.
What's this about a war room?
Ah, you're here too, Titanborn. You come with me. I have a message for your ears alone.
Fine. But if this is Kadok's idea of a joke, you won't find it funny.
Where is that son of a bitch?
We are agreed. If Eastern and Western Skyrim can put aside their differences in the face of the Grey Host, then the Reach can do so as well. Come forward, Freehand. No need to bow for the sake of kings. If you'd said only yesterday I'd play host to Nord rulers from across all Skyrim, I'd have told you the dead would live again before that happened. And here we are. A day of miracles. Tell me truthful, you had a hand in all this, aye?
I killed Rada Saran, and Verandis restored the lives to the Dark Cart.
At last, the monster that nearly brought my lands to ruin has paid the price for his wrongs. I could ask no more, and yet that which was taken has been returned as well. Where is Count Ravenwatch, if he thinks to escape my gratitude?
Verandis had to stay behind to return the souls of your people.
Then his name and deeds will echo these halls for as long as I sit upon the throne, which'll be a while yet, thanks to you both, and so long as these Nords are good to their word. I've no idea what peace is like, but I'm eager to find out.
What sort of agreement have you reached with the Nords?
We treat for peace. Our battles with the Grey Host have ravaged all our kingdoms and peoples. We each seek to rebuild and recover. Perhaps we'll do so together. At least we'll keep out of each other's way. Before we proclaim, I have a favor to ask.
What does that, may I ask?
I've need of a counselor. In spite of her treachery, Lady Belaine was a canny advisor. I need that again now, more than ever. Tell the witch, Arana, that I will offer her my ear, if she will share her wisdom. I hear she's recently arrived to Makeep.
So you're going to make peace with Arana too?
Aye, I suppose so. Can't just lop off her head after she got it back. Wouldn't do for morale. Unless she's determined to keep up her fight with me. I'm willing to put the past to rest. Besides, I already made peace with the rest of her rebels.
Tell me your thoughts on the other rulers here.
Well, they're a fair lot more agreeable than the she-wolf you travel with. Have the sense to show deference to a king in his own hall. Though I heard enough honeyed words from the Lady Belaine for one lifetime. The fat one thinks himself a poet.
What of the prince?
I heard Yoren sired the boy when he was young, but looking at the pair, I have a hard time saying who's father and who's whelp. Ernskar seems shrewd and dutiful, but his father casts a long shadow. A wide one, too.
What do you think about Horon?
Scald King. Nonsense. Every now and then comes a king of his kind. One who makes stirring pronouncements and promises that his court must struggle to keep. His grand words lack guile, so I'll wager he can be trusted.
What do you think about Jarl Svanna?
The past would tell me to hate Svargrim's whelp with all my vigor. We've battled and bled for more generations than I can count with her ilk. But this fledgling speaks plain and honest. When she talks of new beginnings, I believe her.
Something else I wanted to talk to you about.
If you must. Can't have you thinking me ungrateful.
What are your plans for Markarth now that there's peace?
It's a worthy holdfast, but not so much a city. I would have the land worked, the stone repaired, and the markets expanded. These are not things my kin have much knowledge in, but perhaps the Nords will share their trade for the right price.
You seem more comfortable standing among kings and jarls than I do. Then again, you always did. It's good to see you again.
Brings you to the Reach.
Western Skyrim has begun to recover. With Fenn's elixir, our soldiers have been able to push back the Grey Host. I know the Reach has not been so fortunate. I persuaded Prince Ernskar and the Skald King to offer our support.
What do you plan to do?
I expected we'd be sending soldiers, but by the time we arrived, the people were dancing in the streets. I always heard stories of the City of Stone being a dark place where flint-hearted Reachmen worship strange gods. It's not so different from home.
How are things in Western Skyrim?
The people seem happier than I've ever seen, in spite of all our hardships. I wasn't the only one living under my father's shadow, apparently. I can't come and go as I please, but the Blue Palace is lively as any tavern with Mog around.
You brought Mog to the palace?
Made him my royal taster. I don't think the thought of being poisoned even crossed his mind, but he seems happy so long as the food and drink keeps coming. Unofficially, he's also the jester, but don't tell him I said so.
My lips are sealed.
Thank the gods we have better matters to attend to than the deployment of troops and suspicions of treachery. For a man called Despot, the Ard is in an agreeable mood. But that's not your concern. It's good to see you once more.
What brings you and the Skald King to Markarth?
Truthfully, Svanna, when we learned that Markarth suffered an attack like the one you narrowly prevented in Solitude, she insisted that we offer aid. Ostensibly to stop the Grey Host, but it seems we're a bit late for that.
There may still be remnants that pose a threat.
No doubt. They have proved very skilled at keeping to the shadows and biding their time. Hunting them down will not be easy, but I feel that's not how best to make use of the opportunity we've been given.
What do you mean?
The Grey Host's greatest weapon against us was our mutual mistrust. They preyed on our suspicions and fears, used our division to pick us apart one by one. The best way to prevent that from happening again will be to build trust and cooperation.
So you found an alliance?
An accord at least. It's a step in the right direction.
I wish you luck.
Trust takes time to build, but we must start somewhere. I couldn't have done it without Svanna. Jarl Svanna. Watching her put aside past differences between Eastern and Western Skyrim for the sake of her people has made quite an impression on me.
Seem to hold Svanna in high regard.
Well, yes, I do. She's a striking woman. A figure. Leader, yeah. She's won many hearts and minds in the short time she's been a Jarl. I think that speaks more to her esteem than my praise. Western Skyrim would do well to put her in charge.
Will your father allow another ruler to control the West?
He doesn't want another war on his hands, and the Western Holds still desire their independence. Skyrim won't be united by force, but with more days like today, the province may one day be whole, no matter how many kings claim it.
Whenever I see you, I know that Skyrim is in good hands.
What are you doing here, King?
This business with the Grey Host is far from over. As long as Skyrim is threatened, I will be close by to lend a hand.
Still, this is far from your holdings.
The Reach is far from everyone's holdings. This Grey Host business started with me, though, and I always intended to see it through to the end. Thankfully, we prevailed this time.
You think Savannah is ready to become the ruler of Western Skyrim?
I do. She's an impressive young woman. Is Western Skyrim ready for Swanna? That's the more pertinent question. Solitude shuns the outside world, while Svanna reaches for it. We'll have to see how that works out in the end.
You're here to take over the Reach.
I have no desire to replace a despot. Haven't these people suffered enough? In any event, my forces are stretched too thin to take on much more. If the people request help, however, I will put whatever resources I can at their disposal.
Why are you willing to help people who consider you their enemy?
Shore's bones. Why does everyone insist on seeing ulterior motives behind every kind act? Can't a king just be a nice person? Look, someone has to extend the hand of friendship before it can be grasped. Besides, helping the Reach helps all of Skyrim.
My ears are burning. Is that my name on the wind?
I hope our clan is the first back out in the wilds after this vampire nonsense is done.
Not even this gloomy old stone keep can dampen my spirits. My dreams hold true. Markarth is alive with joy. But you didn't approach to listen to me. What is it you wanted?
The Ard wants to know if you're willing to come be his new counselor.
I'm barely foot to stone and he's clamoring for my attention. I had no mind to stand by a throne when I first started my journey. Now, here we are. The Reach has suffered so much. I want to help restore the land. Aye, I'll serve.
I'll give him your reply.
I can speak for myself. You have more important matters to attend to. There's a friend who's journeyed a long way to thank you personally for all you've done. 'Twould be rude to keep him waiting.
All right, where can I find them?
There's an out-of-the-way chamber in the rear of the keep where you can meet. Now, I should find the Ard and make sure he thinks before he speaks.
Can you tell me more about this friend you want me to meet?
I can, but I won't. I'm enjoying the suspense. Off with you.
I'm sorry to have kept you waiting, my friend. Do forgive my ghastly appearance. It seems I spoke too soon when I bade you a final farewell. I'm glad to have the opportunity to see you again, my friend. None of this would have been possible without you.
Thought you had to stay behind.
As did I. When I took hold of the Darkstorm's power, I believed it would be the last thing I ever did. It was a force no mortal hands should wield. Still, with it, I was able to draw the souls out of the Dark Heart, return them to where they belonged.
Is that how you made it back?
No. As the last of the Dark Heart's power ebbed away, I should have been trapped in Rodda's sanctuary realm. But I was forced out. Pushed, I'd say. I fell into the darkness of the slumbering heart. Then I emerged from it, like a moth from a cocoon.
How so?
My soul became part of the Dark Heart, smelted inextricably into the fabric of its existence. So long as it remains dormant, its hold over me is tolerable. but I am bound to it nonetheless.
What will you do now?
If I am to be wed to this power, then I must ensure that it never gets used again. For that to happen, both the heart and I must fade into obscurity. House Ravenwatch will carry on without me. Arana will send them here to receive the news soon.
I see.
I have no regrets. You gave me the opportunity to reckon with my past and pay penance. This journey has brought closure to the life of Count Verandis Ravenwatch. I have a fresh start. As do we all. The kings are soon to speak. You should be there.
I'll see you again.
I have no idea what the future holds, but you seem to be the axis upon which this world turns. If it still has some use for me, I'm sure our paths will cross again. Until then, my friend.
All right, bro.
Arana said they'd be this way. Come on.
Father!
They said you were gone.
I was, and I will be again. We have much to discuss, but I will not be returning to House Ravenwatch.
But who will...
You three have no more need of a guardian. It's time I put the future of the Ravenwatch in your hands.
But you'll still visit, right?
Every chance I get.
I don't know what I expected when Arana said there was someone waiting to see us, but I thought he was gone. I don't think there's anything left that could surprise me today. Forget I said that. Better not tempt fate.
You seem troubled.
No, I don't mean to give the wrong impression. It's all just a bit much. Maybe I should sit down. Did he really say he wants us to take over the Ravenwatch?
He did.
Right. I didn't imagine it. The truth is, we were already considering the future of the Ravenwatch after you returned without Verandis. It seems that will bear further discussion. But I'm relieved that the circumstances are different.
You'll all do fine, I'm sure.
Your vote of confidence is always encouraging. Gwendis could use some of that as well, I think. Have a word with her, won't you?
Right.
You're to endure as much of the cheer and praise as the Ard and his people can heap upon you. And you're to have absolutely nothing to do with evil vampires for at least, I don't know, a day? Think you can manage that, recruit?
Can.
Remember, you're representing House Ravenwatch now. Consider this a diplomatic mission. I believe the Ard was calling for you when we spoke to Arana. He was headed to the audience chamber with the other rulers, last I saw.
Here and gone, here and gone. It's cruel to play with a girl's heart like this. But I'm glad Verandis kept his promise. Ugh, I'm having too many feelings right now.
How do you feel about leading the Ravenwatch?
Great, terrible, everything in between. I've waited so long for Verandis to stop hovering over my shoulder, but I never thought it would be because he's not around. I realized something, though. When you and Lyris told me he wasn't coming back.
Oh?
I can't shed tears for him. It's not what he needs from me. He needs someone to carry on after him. To do the work he can't anymore. So that's what I'll do. Keep his legacy alive. Somebody has to keep tabs on all those pesky vampires.
Let me know if the Ravenwatch needs my assistance again.
Don't think it's just Verandis I expect to visit. It'd be nice bumping into you somewhere other than a moldy cavern once in a while. Castle Ravenwatch is always open to you. It's not like we have a shortage of guest rooms.
I'll remember that.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to give Verandis an earful. I think I heard the Ard calling for you when we were talking to Arana. They're making some proclamation in the audience chamber. Better not miss your accolades.
Adusa heard that Verandis had been imprisoned in the Void, but he's here.
Forgive me. This one is glad to see you, Five Claw. Your help at Reachwind Depths was much appreciated. Without your assistance, Cathad would still be in the deep tombs.
Are you ready to leave the Raven Watch?
There was a time when this one felt more like a nursemaid than compatriot to those two. But Gwendis and Fenorian are no longer helpless kittens. Count Verandes need not worry. Adusa stands firm. House Ravenwatch will endure.
Without Verandas, what will happen to the Raven Watch?
House Ravenwatch has a long and noble tradition. This one will run the estate in Count Verandas' absence. She has done so before. As for the Ravenwatch, our work will continue. Gwendis is coming into her own, and Fenorian shows promise.
What about Cathad?
Cathad has much training to complete before he can take his place as a fully functional member of the Ravenwatch. Oh, he has the skills and the proper outlook, but he needs time to hone those abilities and learn our methods. He will work out well.
Now, I must bid farewell to my beloved wards. I have never been comfortable with goodbyes, but I should realize by now that they are rarely forever. I won't be joining the festivities, but rest assured, I will be watching.
Later, my friend. But
I thought you might enjoy a welcome surprise for once, Snow Lily.
Oh, sigh. You always know how to... Oh, hello, partner.
So you're the partner that Lyra speaks so highly about. I'm glad to know she had such a stalwart ally during her time in Western Skyrim. It is an honor to meet you.
what brings you to Skyrim?
I heard that Lyris was investigating some sinister plots in this province. Were it not for other obligations no less dire, I would have rushed here sooner. I envy you. There's nothing I would have liked more than to battle a Sword Saint by her side.
Sword Saint?
Rada Al-Saran was an Ansei of great renown, a legend to rival Lecky herself. The Sword Saints are a lost legacy to my people. It's a shame that Al-Saran did not devote himself to restoring that honorable tradition instead of his monstrous Grey Host.
What will you do now that the fight is over?
Lyris has offered to show me some of the more intact barrows in the Reach and Western Skyrim. These sites are tied to ancient dragon cults. Dragons are something of a hobby of mine.
Didn't expect you'd find me here. Thought this spot was a little more private. This is Sai Sahan. He's a friend. A close friend. We used to travel together with Emperor Varen before things went horns up.
The message earlier from him?
Braden said there was a strange red guard looking for me. When I laid eyes on Sai, I didn't know whether to punch him or hug him. It was quite the surprise, but not a bad one. We've got a lot of catching up to do.
You two be traveling together?
I'd say being home has been nice, but you know I'd be lying. The Skald King owes me some rest. Think we'll take our leave of Skyrim and spend some time free of obligations. Always wanted to go back to Skingrad.
Safe travels then.
People like us can't stay out of trouble very long. So let's share a few casks of mead while things are quiet. Oh, Caddock's looking for you. He and the other rulers want to make some big announcement. I'll be along in a moment.
Have you met with Savannah or Skald King?
I haven't, but I'm sure you can keep them busy for a while longer. Right, partner? Sai and I still have a few dents to bang out of my armor.
I'll go see about this announcement. The Reach.
Well met, Harrier. Too many people here for my liking, but I guess it's understandable. We've seen some dark days of late, but it's good to see the sun come out again.
Finally, a moment to pause and reflect. You've a great deal to reflect upon, too. You stopped the Grey Host, restored life to Markarth's dead, saved Tamriel from certain peril. That's a rather long list of accomplishments, I must say.
What have you been up to since we last spoke?
Since the incident with Pithis, I've focused on applying myself to my studies. My fellow Psijics never faulted me for what happened. They've been nothing but supportive. So much so, in fact, that they've asked me to consider taking an apprentice. Me!
Job, bud.
You're the one who killed Rada al-Saran, who helped stop the Grey Host? I had no idea. You should have told me. You're a legend.
Is life in the Raven Watch everything you expected?
Hard to say. Adusa Daro has begun my training, but there's only so much we can accomplish out here in the Reach. She says we'll be heading to Rivenspire soon, so I can train in Ravenwatch Castle. And I met Gwendis and Fenorian. They welcomed me.
What do you think of Gwendis and Fenorian?
Adusa says they're my sister and brother now. Fenorian seems nice enough, if a little too scholarly for my taste. Gwendis, however, she's intense. None of my actual siblings ever looked at me the way she does. It's disconcerting.
She's teasing you.
If you say so. Hopefully, once I prove myself, they'll accept me as a true member of the family. In the meantime, I'm trying to remember everything Adusa tells me. I want to make sure she never regrets coming to my aid. Or you either, my friend.
Welcome to the Raven Watch. I suppose that makes me your superior now. I'll try not to let it go to my head. I actually have your first assignment, if you're ready.
Alright, what assignment?
You're to endure as much...
You already told me this.
Don't think it's just Verondis I expect to visit. It'd be nice.
Salutations! Wherever you go, celebrations seem to follow. Even if this one is a bit peasantly. But not everyone can have the refined palate of a royal taster.
Seem different.
I believe the word you are looking for is refined. My boon companion is the Jarl of Solitude. I have to ensure everything served to her is of the highest quality. You'd be surprised at the sort of slop the Blue Palace chefs will put on her plate.
Slop?
For the future High Queen? Certainly. Usually I have to have 2 or 3 courses before they get it right. It's cost me 3 notches on my best belt. But that's a small price to pay for royalty. Speaking of, it's about time.
In all my years, I have neither seen nor heard of such a miracle as you've delivered today. You must have Shore's own bond with Mother Wolf for her to carry so many lost pups back here.
What are you doing here?
This old woman not important enough to merit an invitation, is that it? If you must know, Svanna asked me to counsel her on the Reach, but I'd have come whether I was invited or not. Can't trust such important matters to the likes of kings.
Never thought I'd set foot in Markarth except to conquer it. Strange times. Strange, but not entirely unpleasant.
Still, I'll not get comfortable here. Too much dwarf workings and old stone. May as well live in a barrow.
How has Morthal fared since I left?
My hold endures, as we always have. Though we might not have weathered the Harrowstorms without that elixir Fenorian and old Njolin concocted, they still threaten the countrysides. But we can fight free of the fear that we'll be made monsters.
How are things with your daughter?
Better, much better. There's still a pall that hangs over her to the rest of the townsfolk. But at home we're beginning to feel more like a family again. She even smiles now and again. You've got enough arse-kissing to endure, but I'm grateful.
Good work, partner. It's always a pleasure to fight by your side. Forgive me for saying this, but I hope we don't need to do that again for quite some time.
Don't let us keep you. We'll manage to keep each other company while you take your well-deserved bows.
Finally, the guest of honor has arrived. Let's have a word before we begin.
Go on, my witch beckons. Just make it quick. I feel a fool standing about like this. Go on, my witch beckons. Just...
The Ard's eager to announce our peace agreement. Don't keep him waiting any longer. His patience is already wearing thin.
Understone Keep is strikingly different from the Palace of Kings. I can say that much for it. All this dwarven architecture is suffocating, and I find the little machine noises that carry through the halls unnerving. I wouldn't get much sleep here.
Looking for another adventure, my friend? You need to learn to relax for a while. Eat, drink, find a companion. Life's too short for anything else.
Not a moment too soon. Kodak's eager to demonstrate that he's the equal of any Nord king. He hopes it will legitimize his claim as king of the Reach. He's not wrong, but he'd look more a fool if I weren't here to keep his temper on a leash.
Seems like you're already a helpful advisor.
That I am. It's a new dawn. For me, for Markarth, for the Reach. After all you've done to bring it back from the brink of oblivion, putting up with Kadok's arse-headed notions is the least I can do to make sure it wasn't wasted effort.
Does that mean you're getting along?
Let's not stretch the bones of reason. There'll be no shortage of bickering and cursing in our future, but there's trust. So long as we both want what's best for the Reach, that'll do. Best to see him now. I can see him casting glares our way.
I'll speak with him.
Fair adventurers. Come and go as you please. Keep 3 kings and a jarl biding on their thumbs in a crowded hall. Suppose you've earned that right, Rover. Near everybody in this room wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you.
Just did what I had to do.
Simply put, I like that. In doing what needed doing, you brought all the crowns of Skyrim to one hall. You put the Grey Host back in the ground, and you gave us clear skies. At last, we can see where we must go. Take this with all our thanks. Free hands of Markarth, you long-suffering lot, I call my kin. We've survived another long night, darker than we've ever known, but we did nae endure it alone. Against the Grey Host we found unlikely allies, and put aside old grudges. Together, we not only survived, we flourished.
We owe these miracles to the efforts of all kinds. Reachman, Nord, Vampire, Outlander. Heroes of every stripe. Let us follow their example. We have warred together. We celebrate together. Let us rebuild together.
From this day forward, we clash mugs instead of swords. Peace and prosperity to all our kingdoms. Cheers to the heroes of Skyrim.
Let us remember them with song and drink. We, the children of Skyrim, we shall endure.
I cannot think of a time or a tale where a Reach folk and Nord extended a hand to one another unless each was holding a dagger. This may be the first time such a thing's occurred.
We believe this peace will last.
Much as anything can. Stone crumbles, forests burn, even Daedra die now and again. This life's a struggle. The only thing that's changed is what we struggle against. The peace will last so long as we fight for it.
And will you?
Aye. We've trod in circles with blood and raid clouding our eyes for as long as anyone can remember. But just now, we've glimpsed a new path of this endless trail of suffering. Peace is on the horizon. And we're for it now, with all we've got.
It still doesn't feel real to me. So much has happened since we first met that it feels like a lifetime ago. The nightmare is finally over, though. I know I won't wake up to find everything as it was, but there's a new dawn at least.
What comes next now that you've declared peace?
Prince Ernskar is eager to lay out the terms of our new accord, but that's tomorrow's work. After this, my only order of business is to get out of this damned finery. It may be good for impressing folk, but it's like wearing a mountain goat.
No matter what befalls Skyrim, we are Nords, we are strong, sure as bones. If I had my lute, I would sing it loud for all to hear.
I think that went well, don't you? I thought it would be best to keep the speeches short. I'm just glad my father agreed to let me take the lead. I don't know that the Ard has the patience for one of the Skald King's epic toasts.
What will you and the other leaders do now?
After years of saber rattling, we need to start learning how to be good neighbors. How will we trade goods? How will we resolve disputes? Jarl Svanna and I are resolved to lay a foundation that our diplomats can build upon, however long it takes us.
What about Ard?
Right, the Ard. I think it might be best for Svanna and I to work closely on a framework first, and present it to Ard Kadak. He's got a lot going on, and I'm sure he'd rather not spend hours debating every detail.
True.
Good work, partner. It's always a pleasure to fight by your side. Forgive me for saying this, but I hope we don't need to do that again for quite some time. Don't worry. I'll stick around to raise a glass or two with you. Celebrate our victory. If I stay too long, though, one of these leader types will try to send me on another mission. Sai might not mind, but I'm determined to finally relax a little.
Didn't imagine you as the type to take a vacation.
Hey, I enjoy saving the world as much as the next hero, but even I have my limits. I want to spend some time with the man I love, traveling and doing anything that doesn't involve hitting somebody with my axe.
You get bored?
Initially, not even a little. There are a lot of things I've been meaning to do with Sai that should keep me occupied for a few weeks. And when we do get restless, I have a knack for stumbling into the next threat to the realm. We'll be fine.
That was a heartening display. The Reach folk are often dismissed as savage and beastly, but they have a strong sense of honor. I know that all too well.
What do you mean?
Much Reach blood stained my blade during Varen's rebellion. Not all were proud and noble warriors, but many deserved respect. It is the duty of those who fight to remember those who die, even their foes.
Do you regret fighting the Reach folk?
No, it was a just war. Still, I bear no ill will toward the Reach folk for the misdeeds of the Longhouse Emperors. Look around. It is plain to see that they possess as much honor and goodness as anyone else. I hope they enjoy a lasting peace.
Never thought I'd set foot in Markarth except to conquer it. Strange times. Strange, but not entirely unpleasant.
In all my years, I have neither seen nor heard of such a miracle as you've delivered.
I've done heard you.
After everything that's happened, I think I'll enjoy a nice, quiet month of Ravenwatch Castle. Ah, who am I kidding? I'll be lucky if Adusa lets us rest tonight.
What's next?
What's left of the Grey Host may be in shambles, but the leftovers are certain to make trouble elsewhere, even with their Ashen Lord gone. Plus, we'll need to catch up on who else has been up to no good while they hogged our attention.
Let me know when you have something going on.
Oh, you'll be the first to read the naughty list when we've got one, trust me. Maybe I'll even tag along, but no caves this time.
This one is not used to being this close to the center of attention. She does not like it. Give Adusa a shadow or dark corner. Celebrations such as these tend to be too bright and noisy for my taste.
You've done the Ravenwatch proud. I don't suppose you'd accept an assignment to reorder all of Count Verandis' records? No? Well, I can look forward to that later. For now, we celebrate.
Back to your books now that this is over?
No. I won't be barricading myself in the library any longer. But someone has to curate our records. Can you imagine Adusa doing it? Or Gwendis? I'll show you the state of her sock drawer sometime. This was quite the adventure, wasn't it?
It was.
But we survived it, even if it was touch and go there for a bit. Forgive me for being sentimental, but it was you who got me through it. I'll always be grateful for that.
Don't mention it.
Well, I mean it all the same. If there's ever a time when you need someone to be there for you, count on me. Now go on. Everyone wants to talk to you, and I'm only liable to embarrass myself if I keep carrying on.
Finally, a moment to pause and reflect. You've a great deal to reflect upon, too. You stopped the Grey Host, restored life to Markarth.
That's about it.
The shadow of the elf gloom. The shadow of the elf gloom. The endless forest beckons. Your fears smell sharp and thrilling. To be hunted
Alright. I think that's it for me tonight. Finished that up rather nice. Let's see. Well, take care. See you on the next one.